Thank you.
And this is the point of sale program. Now, as you could see from where I left off, this is really the idea of saying, okay, fine, how would you be able to use it to do a sale? And let's assume for the moment again that we've got a lady that's buying a 15 centimeter zip, and she's also buying another zip, maybe a 15 millimeter zip. So you can just say zip 50, and it will show you all the products. And then you can move your arrows up and down to find the product and simply press enter on it. I've enabled the price lookup for you so that at least you can see whether the price is realistic for the product in hand as well.
Yes.
All right. So in terms of the things that you need to look at or learn now, in the back office, I'm just going to open up quickly. In the back office, under help, there's an option that you can get to the manual quite easily. And basically, you're looking at the most important things for the point of sale. So in terms of scanning, the default items, the default keyboard items is really the important part. So in here, you'll see there's lots and lots of buttons, and I'm sure nobody reads through them. But the idea is that you would go and say, all right, fine, well, how do I do a price change? How do I do a void? How do I do a refund? How do I whatever? And I think one of the manuals, let me just quickly see. I think somewhere here I've actually summarized it all for everybody. Yes, there we go. So sometimes I actually do a little bit of work. So there's your most important ones, okay? Even from there to how to change the quantity. Let's say you're in the point of sale now, and you've sold a item and you want to change the quantity to 5 of. So the item that is there at the screen, I can just press the star button, as you can see, and I can say I want to make it 5. You understand?
Okay, sorry, which button did you push? Sorry.
On your numeric keypad. No. You mustn't think that we're going to rush. You're helping me to help 1,000 other customers, hopefully.
Okay.
So nice and calm, relaxed, not a problem.
Okay, just to change the quantity.
Yeah, so if you want to change, let's say you want to you scan something, you rang up something, another customer wants 5 off. Now, what you can do is you can search it 5 times, ring it up 5 times, or just press the star button and type in the quantity. So let's assume it's not 5. Let's say it's 4. So let's test it at the same time, because if you're running on a desktop, you've got a 1-on-1 keyboard, and you can press the star on the top right-hand side above the 9.
Yeah. So if I press the star there,
perfect. Okay, now type in the
and then I go 4, whatever, and then enter.
There we go.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, so let's assume now also on that same line that the customer, that price you see is wrong, or you decide that you want to give the customer a discount, okay? On a single line now. We do not allow for a line discount. We only allow for a group discount, okay? So let's assume that you would decide that you want to change the price. Now, again, you can change the price because you're the owner. In most businesses, the person ringing up the sale is not the owner, so they shouldn't have the ability, they shouldn't have the password permission to be able to do that. But in your case now, I'm sitting back, I'm finished working, you can work now. So you can press F9 on your keyboard.
Okay. Yep. And there you can change.
Now you can type in the price 1700.
Okay.
Just type it in. 1700. That's it. Okay.
And then you press enter.
So that's how to do price change. Now let's go on the same. We're still busy in the same idea about, okay, well, hang on. How do I, the person says, no, sorry, that 15 centimeter, I don't want anymore. I only want the 50. I don't have enough money, argument's sake.
Okay.
So you want to be able to void that line off. Okay?
Yes.
So to void is F8 by default, the void line. You can either click on the screen there at the bottom, if you're there where my mouse is, or physically easier, faster, is to press the F8 button on the keyboard.
Okay.
Then go down, one arrow down to the next line, and press enter on it. So you go down to the product that you don't want and press enter on it. As you can see, it draws a line through it. Okay?
I see that.
Now, the important part is that it won't print on the customer receipt. Okay? Because they're not supposed to see that, right?
Sure.
But it will report in the back office. When I do my reports, I can actually go back and say, show me all the voids. Because the void is something that cashiers often will use to steal. Okay? And I can put it in, I'm a Dutchman, so I can't really put it in nice words, but I can put it in more rosy words if you want me to. But long and the short of it is that's a way of theft, way of fraud.
Okay, great.
So what they will do is they ring up the sale. I mean, that sale came to 80 Rand before that line. Take the customer's 80 Rand. A lot of customers supposedly such a rush that they want to run out the door. So the cashier can then just go and void that last line or that first line in your case, or in fact they could void the 68 Rand as well, right? And then put the money in their pocket. The only way you're going to pick it up is on stock control. And with all due respect, you're a small business, you're a startup business, you're not going to get around to stock control in the next 6 months.
No.
So I often say to people, can I come and work for you? You don't have to pay me, I'll steal enough. And whether we like it or not, those are the facts of life.
It is, and that's why I need to put the system in place.
Yes, well, you need control. I made a new YouTube video yesterday, which is more graphical interface. And the idea is really it's about control. It's a scale of money versus stock. Either we've got the money or we've got the stock. And that's the nuts and bolts of any business. Doesn't matter what it is. Whether you're selling toilet paper or you're selling zips or computers like me or whatever you do. You know, it's still the same, but the concept is the same. We buy, we sell. We want to make money out of the sale of the item. That's what we want to do. All right, so that's the void. Let's assume now for the same reason the customer says, no, you know, I bought something yesterday and I don't want it anymore. I don't like it. It's a wrong flavor, whatever the case will be. Now you want to do reversal of something. In other words, because that sale is already finished. It's not on the screen anymore. This was yesterday or the day before. Or people come in and say, no, I want to swap something. Your return policy, you could also put on the bottom end of the receipt, you know, and say, this is my return policy. You're only allowed to bring it back if you bring the original slip and accompanied by both parents, and they both must be over 80 years old or whatever the story is. Okay? Or like in another case, I have a customer that's got a toy store. Now, obviously with toys, it's a problem because kids play with it, they break it, and then, of course, they want to say, no, they want their money back. No, you can't do it in all cases. I mean, if it's bad manufacturing, yes, different story. But in most cases, you can't. So here in the footer, you can go and do your whole return policy, whatever your return policy is. You know, we supply macro. So with macro, we say, sorry, no returns on the software. Simply because we know what people do. They go out there, they install it, they license it, everything, and then they go back to macro and they actually collect their money. And then 2 days later, we find a customer that phones us with that same number, and he wants to use it, but it's still used by the first customer. Now, you know, who's allowed to use it now? And it's a nightmare. So what I'm saying is, and sits on one of the other videos, there's lots and lots of space here. Okay, there's 250 characters. So what do you want to be able to put in there? It doesn't matter if it prints 3 lines or 4 lines. Doesn't matter. All right, put it in here. Okay. Sure. Okay. So that's and again, of course, you can go and put in. I'm just putting return agreement so you can get reminded to come back here and fix it. The same with the first receipt line. Maybe your heading, maybe your business name, or your business address, corner of whatever. A lot of people keep receipts or they take photos of it and keep it on their phones for references future. It will be good for you because that's an easy reference. They don't have to think about whether they bought it. They've got the record of it. Same with the second and the third line. It's all free format. And then that number, you're not registered, so we just took it out. Okay? Sure. All right, so let's go back to the reversal. So in the point of sale, if you want to reverse something, somebody swaps something out, you can shift and R by default. Shift, press it in with one hand, and R for refund. Okay. So you see now it says reversal on the screen. So you're now supposedly in reversal mode. Okay. Now you can press F1 for search to go and reverse the product that they don't want or that they brought back. Pick any one of them, doesn't matter. Okay, let me just do that. Okay. Yeah. See, so now it's in purple. So you can clearly see now from the colors that, yes, we had one sale, we had one void that we did, and one reversal that came in. And as you can see on the screen there, it shows the reversal quite nicely there for you as well. And also I can get that same report that tells me, show me the reversals, because that's another thing that you might not allow. I mean, if you've got lots of reversals happening every day, something's wrong. It should put up a little flag up there and say, no, there's a problem.
Exactly. Okay.
So those are the main functionalities. Let's just double check the manual quickly. I can't remember if there's anything else. Okay, so that's reversal, finalize, F2. Yeah, I think.
And just the cash and credit card.
Yeah. All right, so let's go through that now. The finalizing of that sale. Okay, so we've rang up the sale now, so now we finish with that. By default, again, you'll see that we've got a button that we call tender. This is basically a button that you can press on the keyboard, F10, to enter the tender amount that the customer has given you. Okay. So press F10 on your keyboard. And now the benefit again of between our point of sale and other softwares. Okay. A lot of other systems, you've got to start the sale off by saying, I'm going to do a cash sale, or I'm going to do a credit card sale, or I'm going to do an account sale. Ours, there's no difference. It's still a sale. Now at the end of the sale, now the question is, how would the customer be paying? Okay. So if they're paying credit card, for instance, typically you will type in the same amount. So you'll type in 5600. You can do that on the keyboard.
Okay. 5600. That's it, yeah.
And now you can specify either F2 for cash, F3 for card, F4 for check.
Do I enter first before I press the F?
No, you just press the button.
Okay, which one is that F?
F3 is card, F2 is cash.
Sorry, I'm just, F2. Okay, so F2.
Yeah.
Do you buy
receipt? Wish to print a receipt, let's say yes.
Yes. But I'm not attached yet, so, okay.
So again, it prompts you because it's set like that at the bottom left-hand side of the screen there. You see it's set to ask. And the reason why is because you obviously want to save a little bit of paper every now and again.
If somebody doesn't get.
Yes, and you want to be able to maybe, so it prompts you and say, do you want a receipt for that, yes or no? Now, on that point, let's assume that you said no, okay? And or the paper jammed, or the printer didn't work, or whatever else. At this point in time, you can immediately just go press Control and P for printer. Control P for print to do a reprint of that same invoice.
Oh, right. Okay, should I try that?
Yeah, do it.
Control
This is a training session. You're winning on this deal.
I am. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
You're helping many other people, I'm sure. So it's a win-win. Which is what life, in my opinion, is about. All right, so there's your sale on the screen there, as you can see. And you can literally just press enter on it. It will only show you the last 10 sales on the screen as a reprint.
Okay.
By the way, did your printer print fine?
I haven't printed. My printer's not attached.
Not a plug then. Okay, not a problem. When it's ready, we'll maybe talk again, and then I'll just help you with that part.
Yeah, I didn't put it, attach it yet because I'm at home now.
Okay.
And I thought, let's just, do this. But I mean, I can take it out of its box.
No, it's not an issue. Not an issue. Leave it like that.
It's the 58 millimeter one. The
mini. Okay, so what we've done on the system, on the screen, as you can see, we've got an 80 mil there, so I'll reinstall it for you just now. Okay.
Okay. Thank
All right,
you.
so that's the reprint, and as I say, this reprint option, and to get out of that, you simply press escape. There's another menu that's hidden away in the background, and that's we call the alternative menu. And to get to that, you press Alt F12, which I'm doing now. And then if you go down to, if you get down here to print previous transactions, that's the same process that we just went through. That one allows you to search as far back as you want to go. Okay.
So
if you had 1,000 transactions or 10,000, or it was last month sometime, or it was, as you can see on the top here, this month, last month, customer name, or what item number, what did they ring up, what was it, a serial number, do you have an invoice number, something, you can reprint it and search for it. Because customers do want to come back and say, sorry, for VAT purposes or whatever, I need the copy of that invoice. And then you can reproduce it for them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And as you can see, there's also an option that says you can actually go and look at the profit that you made on a sale as well. Which I'm not really sure that a lot of people do. I obviously added it at some stage because we thought it was a clever idea. Not all our ideas are clever. Okay. All right, so that's the sale finalized now. So let's assume now that this. Okay, now just on that point, you'll see at the bottom here there's a Q number. Okay. Now what this is about is that it shows you what transactions have been done and maybe not updated to the back office. All right. So let's. That is updated automatically by the domain controller. That's why this little program stays open.
Okay, so that stays open all the time?
All the time. You can minimize it, but just leave it there. It doesn't, it's not going to take up a lot of memory or anything like that, so it's not interfering.
And your back office, does that stay open?
It can, it doesn't have to. Okay, so let's go through a couple of things. Let's assume now for the moment that we've uploaded your database as we saw, but there was a problems on some of them. Okay, so in fact there was one. Let's fix that one.
That one, yes.
Yeah, so that item, our cost is the same as what our selling is. In fact, it's more. That's why the report showed us earlier that there's a negative profit report. Okay, so let's go and fix that one, for instance. I'm just going to press Control C, copy that one, and now we're going to fix it up in the back office. And to fix it up or to change it, we're going to go back to Stock Create Edit, amend stock by detail. And then in the search block at the top, you can just press Control V there. Sorry, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to paste, so let me just type it in. It was SCHM something, eh?
Smith, It's that one needed
it was the 50 mil, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. It was this one.
All right, you can click on it, or you can double click on it, in fact.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
So the question is, what is wrong? The cost price or the selling price?
I think it was the price had gone up, and I put the price that had gone up, yes, but I didn't change the actual cost.
Okay, so
the selling cost.
Does the selling price need to change?
Yes, the selling price.
All right, so to change the prices, at the top you see a little icon. I'm going to stop working again, and you can click there.
Okay, so I go pricing.
Yeah. And then there's your selling price here in the middle of the screen. You see on the override price. So that's the selling price you want to change.
Yes. So I'll click on that.
You click and highlight that and change it to whatever you want it to be.
Okay, I'm going to change that like that.
No decimals. Just take the full stop out or just restart it. Nowhere in the system do we use decimals. And the idea is that it comes back to the old, you can just put in 6000, sorry. There we go.
Okay.
And if you press tab on the keyboard just to double check that it's correct. You see now it shows you nicely. So it's showing you there, important here that you must always go and check. In fact, you will print the price list report just now. But you'll see there's a markup percentage. So it's telling you that you're only doing a 19% markup.
Yeah.
And your gross profit, in other words, out of the 60 Rand, because that's the gross profit part, your gross profit is only 16%, 16% of that amount of money as profit. Now, in business, in reality, we've got to try and get to the 19, the 20s, the 25% or better at all cases, like in a lot of your other products. And the simple reason for that is that if we're only going to make 10, 15%, we might as well put our money in the bank and go and sit on the couch and watch some TV. You know, to go through all of this trouble, the nightmares, the thefts, the risks, the hijackings, the robberies, the you know, flooding, whatever you want to call it, all the disasters that could possibly happen for 4% more than from, you know, in your case now, 16%, really worth it? The answer is no, it isn't. Okay.
No.
So you've got to
I understand.
You know, and don't ever feel guilty about making money. Please don't. You know, a lot of people say, but, you know, that's like daylight robbery and this. You know what? I mean, at the end of the day, a price is determined by what you can get away with. And a lot of people might say, but that's a bad attitude to have. And maybe they're right and I'm wrong. But if I can make 50% profit, why not? I mean, am I not the person that went and did the whole effort and flew to China, sourced the product there, brought it back, tested it, took all the risk of it, etc., and I'm not allowed to make a money profit for it? Well, if that's the case, then sorry, I shouldn't be in business then. So never feel guilty about money. Okay? If you're making money, thank God. As simple as that. Oh,
Yeah, no, I'll need to fix that one because anyway,
yeah,
on the
that's
video.
fine. I mean, 60 Rand at least.
But I
you're
know
losing.
now where and how, and I'll go through all the products.
That's the important part. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. So let's just go back. I think the same applies, obviously, for the credit card sales and so on. Okay. The F4, you might say, but we don't accept checks. Nobody does anymore. Okay. So again, you can change that to EFT if you want to. In other words, you can change the wording of it. Okay. So the next step is then your cash ups and day ends. In other words, what do I do at the end of the day? Okay. So we started off earlier and we talked about the queue, and we said that the queue will be 0. If the domain controller is open, the queue theoretically will be 0. So at this point in time, let's assume we had a very big successful day. We had one sale of whatever the amount was, okay, and we want to finalize our day.
Yeah.
So now we press F12. You'll see it's on the screen there as well. On the keyboard, you can just press F12. Okay. And the system will respond with a screen showing you by default. First of all, here at the bottom, you'll see the floats of 500 Rand. Okay. Now the float you can go and change in the back office under point of sale parameters. Again, let me show you quickly. All right. So store setup and security. Sorry, I'm lying. Not point of sale parameters. Set up point of sale. So in your server machine, which is this main computer, there's your floats. Okay. So I don't know what your float will be.
Mine is 1,000.
1,000 Rand. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, you will always calculate your float. Sorry, I'm typing on top of you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 0, 0. Okay, like that. Good.
Okay.
So just be reminded that float, you want to keep it down to a figure that you're comfortable in losing.
Yes.
In other words, if you get robbed, that's the amount of money that you're going to give them. That's your give money. Okay.
Yes.
I have a very clever friend, customer that became a friend for many, many years, and he believes in this. He says you always must have some money that you are prepared to give, and don't cry about it afterwards. If you don't get hurt in the process, and I'm sure people watching this video from overseas will say, my God, really, is this how these people live? Yes, unfortunately, that is how we live. Okay. So that's your float then. So let's go back to the point of sale now. So I didn't do an update now. So the easiest for me now to change the float, I can just click on change float over there and type in my 1,000 Rand. So that's theoretically what we started with the day, for the day. Okay. Now the idea behind the cash up here is to say what money do you have in the drawer. So we now, as soon as you press F12, the drawer would automatically open. And you will then be able to go and type in there, I've got 5 10 Rands and 7 20s and so on. So you use the cash up screen as a calculator. All right?
Yes.
All right. And I've got 8 of those, and I might have 3 over there. Okay? So once you go through that, the system will show you on the screen that you've declared 1,990 Rands worth of cash. If you had some cents, obviously, that will also come into play. All right. And it will show you your coinage at the top and the cash at the bottom. All right. For now, just ignore the drawer. Okay. The drawer is something that we're going to add in. It's been there for many, many years, but we've never really applied it. The idea is that what we're declaring also what is in the safe. Okay. So it might be something that we want to implement at a later stage and make it easier, but to have a total cash flow kind of system part of Topaz. And the reason for that is that cash you don't want to deposit. It costs too much. So you've got to try and keep it and rather pay your suppliers or staff or whatever else in cash. Okay? So that's just the idea behind it. Now, so what the system is saying, our cash at the moment is 1,994 Rand. We had 1,000 Rand float. So effectively, we had 900 Rand more for the day than what we started on. Okay? Now, a couple of things that we didn't discuss, one of the things that we didn't discuss is payouts. Okay, payouts is a different video that will show you how to do the payouts. But payouts are used for when you go and buy bread and milk or newspapers, all those type of things.
And And you're using the till money for that.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Even
So you're
petrol
taking money out of the till and you're putting.
That's it.
Okay.
So let's do that as an exercise. Let's go and do a payout quickly. So payout is quite simple. The keyboards will show you. It's Shift F10 for your notes if you're making notes at the moment. Shift F10 for a payout, and it's asking you what are you buying, and you can literally just go and say I'm buying milk.
Milk. Perfect.
Okay. Press enter, and I don't know what milk costs. Sorry, I do apologize.
No.
$20. Is that fair?
Yeah, 20.
Okay, so let's say 20 rand. So again, as you can see, with a decimal, right? No decimal point, but with a decimal amount. And then simply you wish to commit, yes, thank you. All right. So now we've done a payout. It takes and it automatically prints. All right. There's no choice about it. And the simple for because we want to keep that piece of paper, we want to sign on it. Maybe the person that took the money, and they put it in the drawer. Now you'll see the queue is sitting at 1. It will go down to 0 in a couple of seconds. So there it is. And at that time, the stock is automatically updated and everything else. So if we go back to the cash up now, I'm going to press F12 again. You'll see that the float has actually come through for me now. And I can just go and retype in my amounts. Okay, let's say I've got 7, 8. I can't remember. But it doesn't really matter. Let's say we've got 8 there and 9 there. Okay, that's good enough. All right. And now with that payout, we will also go here to the payouts option here and type in that slip that we've got in the drawer. All right. If I don't do that, let me show you. Let's go and leave it out for now. And now I'm just going to press F12. As you can see at the top of the screen, it says F12 to continue again. So I'm pressing F12 again. And it's showing me here at the bottom for payouts, it's saying calculate 20, but outage is 20, negative, meaning that you didn't declare anything. So somebody put in the payouts, me, but Marcus, personal, and never declared it, never said, but okay, I have the slip, because we want proof. Okay? Remember, right now, you might be the owner of the business, which I think you are, but you might might later on have somebody else work in your business. And when they work on it, you want a book that is clean. You know, it's not just a point of sale. It's a more financially responsible system as well. Okay.
Yeah, and I definitely have a lady who will do the end of days for me when I'm not there.
Yes, 100%.
No. Yeah. Okay.
So on the declaration screen here, you'll see here that we've declared 1,600 rand, but the system said, but you only sold 36. Where do you get the rest of the money? Because remember now, if you look at the background there, we have 2,600 rand worth of cash minus the float, so we had 1,600 extra. So where does this money come from? Now, that is a bigger problem as a negative outage. Okay?
Sure.
Because it must be correct. Simple as that. Now, at this point in time, you have the ability to press escape and actually go back and fix it and say, oh, no, sorry, that should have been 0.
Okay.
All right. And that should actually have been only 7. And that should have been 3. Now, a cashier would not have this facility. Okay? In fact, there's an option in the back office that it says quick cash up and blind cash up, meaning that when they press F12, they do not see this page at all. So they don't see whether they're over or under. We don't want them to see. Okay? We just want to make sure. And the old rule of thumb still applies. Better the devil you know. And they will try this once or twice and then say, oops, that's not going to happen. That's not going to work. Let's make another plan. And they will make a plan. We must just be more clever and more sturdy and more responsible and more disciplined in our business that we can pick these things up. You with me?
Okay, so ideally, what you're saying, if I hear you correctly, is that there's no ways that I can, for example, in the morning I come and I put my float in and I can tell you exactly what the float is that I put in, like you've done on the cashier, on the pearl, on the coins and the notes. I put that in. It tells me in the beginning of the day that's what I have. Now I'm not there to do the end of the day, and I've got my assistant who's going to do the end of the day for me. And she then has to look in the till and put in what is in the till at the end of the day.
She's got to do the declaration part, yes. In other words,
She's
she
got
does
to do
this
the
part.
declaration. Yeah, so she does that part,
That's right.
and then she does the cards.
She fills in all of these details, the payouts, whatever she had, and once she's finished, she presses F12 again, and then, in my opinion, don't show this. Let it just go through and finalize immediately. In other words, we do not want her to go back and press escape and.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. So, okay. So she must just, whatever it is there, she must just finalize.
That's it. Yeah. We'll discuss it later. We'll find out the answers later. But we don't want you to sit there and jipper until it balances.
No.
Because, of course, if there's too much money, they'll take it for themselves. If there's too little, they might put it in because, remember, they took some yesterday.
Yes.
You with me?
Absolutely.
So you also find in business that they do what we call rolling. They roll the money over from Friday to Monday. So on Friday they're short because they need some cash for groceries on Friday evening. 100 Rand, 200 Rand. And then on Monday, miraculously, they're over because hubby got paid on Saturday. Okay, and they get 100 Rand back from hubby or 200 Rand for the groceries, and they put it back in the till and say, no, they don't understand. This system doesn't work well. Of course, it's a system, you know.
Yeah.
So you've got to try and eliminate that as much as you can. So blind cash up, this option that I'm enabling here now, will do that for us. Okay, so let's test it out. Let's go through the process and go and see, does it actually work?
Okay.
And I'm holding thumbs. I haven't tested it in a while.
Let's me too.
Look,
because that's exactly what I would.
Yeah, it's been fun and games over the last year because we did a total rewrite of the software from what we had until what we have now.
Okay.
And we made lots of mistakes and lots of boo-boos and so on, and got a lot of criticism for it. A lot of very upset customers, and some of them decided not to stick around and wait for us to fix it, and then others that have. And dealers even that came back and said, "Are you guys crazy? I mean, what have you done?" But I must tell you that the plan was that if we do not make the change, we're going to just fall further behind in terms of technical development. So, as I say, it's 1 year later now. 1 year later, we are, in my opinion, got a system that works again. Okay, the irritations and whatever else that we had is sorted out, other than antivirus programs, which I don't think will ever win. But the fact of the matter is that what we wanted to do is we set out to do, and we did achieve that, and that is the good part of it. Okay,
that's great. Yeah.
All right. So again, so I've updated it now. I'm going back and I'm going to press F12, and as you can see now, it doesn't show me the calculated and the outage.
Okay, great.
So your lady can't see anything there. She can't now go back and say, "Oops." Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah. And then she goes further and she presses F12 again and says, "Do you confirm?" You say, "Yes, thank you." And it again prints out a whole long list of cash up report for you.
And does that? Sorry. Does that print out on a regular printer that I'm going to have connected, or does that print out on the receipt printer?
It depends. I'll show you now how to set it up. You can set it up to say the cash up must come on A4, but the receipt prints on the normal one.
On the receipt printer. Okay, so I've got that option.
Now, something that is wrong here now, which I'll fix now, but just to explain why it is happening, is that the system is coming up and say, okay, fine, you declared, and you'll see that it's the same amounts that I entered here in the background. Okay. What do you want to keep as your float? Now, typically what we will do is we'll take the 200s out and we'll take the 100s out and so forth, right? Well, in your case now, you're going to land up at 1,000 Rand again. Okay? All right, so let's just make it roughly a figure there. It doesn't matter. Okay, so then you can, that's a little bit bigger.
That's on the door.
All right, and now if I now say post, that 790 Rand will become my new float. So for some customers, this idea works because simply what it does, it allows them to change the float as they wish. So every day they're sitting with a new float. You know, there's benefits and disadvantages.
I have the same one every day because I calculate my change.
This is all linked to the password. So if you do not want that kind of setup, okay, for now I'm just going to post it just to let it finish.
Sure.
But what you can do, and of course, in your case, we haven't done passwords, and most likely we're not going to do this in the next week or so. So in the back office, under store setup and security is where you'll create your passwords later on. But for now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into point of sale permissions and say that this person or this default person, we don't want them to change the floats. Okay, this float here. See?
Okay.
So the next time we do a cash up, it's not going to ask me what the float is. It's going to leave it on 1,000 rand.
Okay.
So it'll always stay on the 1,000 rand. Easier to manage. Okay.
Okay.
Because again, they can tell you any amount of money that they want. Okay. So there's that amount. I'm going to just change it back to 1,000. All right. I think the point of sale is finished here now. Yes, it is. Okay, so it's printed out and it's done. It's what it needed to do. Get you ready for the next day to do your to log in again and carry on selling.
Okay.
We're not done with our process yet. We need to do a day end as well.
Okay.
All right. So also on that point, a lot of customers phone and complain about this 2005 date. The default date is 2005 because you haven't done any day ends on your system.
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to do a day end now, and we're simply going to click on day end and then click on day end run.
Okay.
Now, it will automatically pick up the next day for you, the next day or today's date in this case, which means that if you do not trade on a Sunday, it will come up on a Monday and say it's actually Sunday. So you just change the date. You with me? You just click on it. Now, in this case, we're happy with the 20th, and then all you do is you click on next.
Okay. All right.
So once that's done, effectively we've done our day end and we'll be able to go and look at the proper dates. The benefit, of course, of the day end also is that it keeps things nice and tidy. So, you know, it just basically prints out your cash up information for you now, and that's all. Now, I think you wanted to ask earlier, does it also print my itemized sales for me? Is that one question?
Yes.
Okay. So I've done the day end now. So for me to go and look at the figures or itemized sales for the day before the day end, I go on the top right-hand side. I'm going to say go to today. Oh, sorry, go to yesterday. Okay. And then say load reports. And that's how we get all our reports. So effectively what we're doing there is we're telling the system what period. So you can go and say from when to when. Okay. So let's say you want to do it for a month. You will specify from the first until the end of the month, or first of the year until the end of the year. Or for financial period, you can say, give me the turnover from the 1st of March until
the end of February. Okay.
And then you load your reports. Once you've loaded the reports, you can go to reporting, and now all information under reports, under the reporting heading is for that period. Let's start with the three main ones, which is also what we described in the manual. I'm just going to open up the manual so I can refer to it and show you. Where is... sorry, I just moved it off here. And all next to all these little icons here at the side, there's pluses and minuses next to them. You can always just back click, and because there's no ways you remember all these things. It's just impossible. All right, so under reporting, what we did is basically gone into the dashboard and describe all the different blocks, what each of them blocks means, and so forth. So it makes it easy for you to refer to it. Sorry, let's go back then. All right, so there's my dashboard. Good one. This is showing like this because on your system, on your computer, we do not have the A4 printer as the default. So it's now trying to format reports according to whatever the default printer is.
Okay.
All right. So let's fix that quickly. I'm just going to right click. Control panel is always the easiest. Excuse me. And then go to devices and printers.
That's the first, right?
Yeah, no, every computer is different.
I know.
So it's always a search while it's trying to build it up. Now you can see here at the moment, it actually doesn't even look like any one of them's got like a little tick mark on it.
Mm-mm.
So this theoretically would be your A4 printer, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, I just pressed it because I thought I might be able to print it, but I have loaded the printer that I've got at the office on already, but once I connect it, it will only show.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So when you then have that printer on, you can always just go back to devices and printers here, right click on it like I've done now, and then you see that it's got a little a tick mark on it, showing that this is the default.
Yeah.
And if I go back to my back office program now and simply just close that part and open it again, it will then show it in that format as the default printer format.
Yes, okay.
Okay, let's give it a second.
Okay,
so it looks a lot better, right?
Okay, that's it, yeah.
All right, so we had our stock movement, and this is the scale that we refer to. Our stock that have gone out of the store is 56 rands worth. Okay?
Yes.
Our money that we've received is also 56 rand. So we're in balance. We're happy.
Yes.
Okay? We at least, we've got the money for the goods that have moved. That's the important part. If you are going to have account sales, you will find that the stock might be 56 rand, the money might be 26, and the account movement is 30. In other words, the balance is then sitting with accounts. They haven't paid me yet, but hopefully they will pay me. Then how the report works, is that the blue section here goes with the blue, the red with the red, and the green with the green. So if we look at this now, we'll see we sold stock after discount for 68 rand. We had a 12 rand return, which immediately on this report will tell you there's a problem. Okay?
Yeah.
That was that reversal that we did. And then the money itself, 560 rand received. And then, of course, we didn't receive that because we had 524 rands worth of outages.
Yeah.
So it actually takes that outages then as money received in inverted commas because it's negative to show it in future. All right?
Yes. Okay.
Then, in terms of this is a business analysis, here at the bottom, we'll see that we cater for what we call list cost and actual cost. List cost is the last price that we paid by default, and actual cost is what we call the weighted average price. So in your case, they're the same now because we just started. Okay, but it's telling you that you're doing a 34% margin. Okay.
Yeah.
34% gross profit. Okay. Then in terms of my stock, and this is what we're going to hopefully get right in your business, is that the values of the stock is correct. So we started with 0, no shrinkages, no GRVs. Sales we've had 36 rand, so therefore my stock is sitting at the moment at negative 36 at cost price. Okay. All right, so let's go back. So although my sales were 56 rand, the cost of that sales was 36. With me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I understand.
Any account sales that we've had, consignments, I don't think you'll use. Excuse me. And then sales channels is you can set up the system to have multiple sales channels, and sales channels are used to set up different pricing structures for different types of customers.
Oh, no. Okay.
So you might have VIPs, you might have old age homes, you might have pensioners, whatever. And always try and build those type of businesses. Don't say no. Build them because you know it's a reference thing. Let's assume that you do have an old age home in the area and you give them a 5% or a 10% discount. The benefit of that is that the kids come visit, and Granny says she wants a zip. Now the kids come, they're not limited to the pension. And suddenly they start taking out and say, but what about this, Granny, and what about that? And they're trying to impress her, and eventually you land up with 1,000 spent per customer, and that's really what you want. Okay.
Okay.
The second important report, which is really the question that you had, is analytical product performance. So this tells me what products have moved. I'm just doing the default now. So it's telling me there that embroidery thread pink, we had a credit. We had a negative. The open Z chunkies, we sold 4 of. It tells me my profit percentages, and it tells me my total for the day. And this same report you can go and get by department as well. So you can say, shows by department for me.
Okay.
So then you can get a total of your zips and so on. And later on, when the business really works well, you might say, okay, I don't want the detail. I just want the totals. Okay.
Yes.
So then it just summarizes it up for you and says, okay, for DMC thread, that's what happened there. Zips, that's what happened there. And it also tells you a percentage of turnover here.
Okay. Okay. Great.
You're impressed?
That's super. I'm very impressed.
Oh.
So this is nice. It's a lot to take in right now.
Well, yeah,
but
I'm going to post the video a little bit later. You can always rewatch it again and say, wow, he talks a lot of nonsense. Okay.
No,
the videos you can fast forward.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
I couldn't do that with my ex-wife, but you know.
No, but what's nice is now I can open and do exactly what you've just been doing and play with it.
Yes, 100%.
And then when I don't understand something, go back to the manual or go back to the video.
100%.
And then if I still don't understand it, then I'm going to give you a call.
Yeah, no problem at all.
But
I think, in a fairness, a lot of customers ask the same question, and we then reply and say we can do a training session, and that's really what we are trying to get to, so that you can make it affordable, because it's all about money, Often I have customers that come in here and say, it's not about the money. I say, well, are you driving a Ferrari? And if you're not, then it is about the money.
No, it is.
It's always about the money.
Yeah.
So we are trying to get the prices down, and the only way to do that is this online kind of setup,
One thing, if you could possibly just show me, when I just for the product, if I want to sort of change the description of something because it's just too onerous, to go look for something.
Yeah.
How would I do that? Do I go to create stock or edit stock?
That's it. Okay, remember, I'm a consultant, so I'm going to sit back and you're going to do it. Stock, create, edit.
Okay. No, that's fine. And then
main stock by detail, perfect.
Yeah, that's one.
Double click.
So then I'm going to find it. Okay, so I'm going to find it, and I'm going to I'm going to say door tag because I want to have a look. So door tag goes down, and I'll find.
It's a clever search also, so it'll find any wording in that. So let's say you want to find the red one. So you can just type in, what is that, door tag, you say? Door tag space red.
So I go space and I go red.
That's it.
And I go enter. Yeah. And then it will give it to me.
Shows you all the items, yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Now you double click on it.
On that one, yes. And it will open it up.
And you'll see at the top it says display name. That's the name that you want on your system in the back office for reporting and so on.
Yes.
The receipt name is what name do you want the customer to see?
Okay.
It can be different. We've made it the same now because we imported from your database.
It's
but
perfect.
If you want to say, no, I don't want to show door tag. I don't want my customer to see the word door tag. You can take that out.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So then I can do things here, change whatever.
Okay.
And do I here, for example, I've got to change suppliers for one or other reason because their prices have gone too high or whatever.
Perfect.
And I now want to change the list, the cost.
100%. Right at the
then
bottom,
I do it down at the bottom, list cost, and then the actual cost.
100%.
Okay, that list cost I change.
That's right.
Okay, if I want to change the selling price.
100%. At the top of the screen where it says pricing.
Then you go pricing. Okay, and then I change it here like we did that. We fixed that other one.
Change the overall.
Perfect. Okay, great. So you see, because I want to go through the whole list and see that all of that is correct. That I'm happy with it.
The easier way to do that would be to print the price list. Let me show you quickly.
Yes. Okay, great.
All right. Now, another thing on that, we've also got an option that says multi-stock item update.
Yes.
This is if you want to do a lot of products. You don't want to do one by one.
Sure.
You can go into the names here, and there's everything.
All right.
You can literally change it here. So whether you change it here or you change it in a main stock by detail, it's the same. You can also filter. You see here's a filter.
All right.
And you can go and say, okay, I want to go and look at only a specific group. I want to go and look at all my classic wool items. And that's all.
Okay.
So from here, you just press escape and escape again, and there's only your classic wool products.
Okay. Oh, you see, now that makes sense. Okay, super. So
the last one is the price list. So we can go to pricing report, price list. Now, bear in mind that the filter, the one that we just selected, stays on until you take it off.
Okay.
So if I print it now, it'll only, let's do it. it will only print the classic wool items for
Yeah,
you.
okay. All right, I
Okay.
understand.
But
Okay.
if you want more than that, or you want all of them, you can just
Yes.
go back to filter and say clear all,
Yes.
and do it again.
And then,
All right.
yeah. And then the whole, everything will.
Yeah. What works better for me, and we did this for arts and crafts businesses years ago,
Okay.
is to say, we want to group it like on the top there, and we want to do a page break after each group.
Yes.
Because then you can clearly see on the paper, and again, you don't need to print it, physically print it out. Print it in PDF or something like that.
Yes, absolutely.
You can even print it, send it to your phone if you want to, and you can go slowly through it. So in here, again, you don't even have to worry about the detail of it. What you want to interested in is what is your GP percentages, right?
Okay, absolutely.
All right. And then again, what's nice here, so you've got 79 pages at the top.
Yes.
So you can literally just browse through it like this.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier than to go up and down all the time.
Okay, so if I want this, then I can look at this, and if I want to make any changes on it, then I make the changes. But it was PDF now, so it's not. Hey? Yeah,
well,
so I can make
at the moment it's just on screen. So if
okay.
you want to print it, here you can go and select the printer then. So
and then,
there's no PDF here yet, but XPS is about the same thing.
Yeah, it will come in.
It allows you to go and view it. That's the important part.
Yeah. Okay. And then I can.
So it's not something that I have to do right now, especially in your case.
No.
I mean, you're going to have one computer, and while the lady is busy selling or your assistant is selling and so on, you want to be able to go and check some things. So the more, and later on, what you can also do is add a laptop or something. You don't have to buy another license for the laptop. You can just connect it with a network cable is always better. Connect the laptop with a network cable to this, so you can sit and do the back office functions on that computer while they're busy selling. The one doesn't interfere with the other. Yeah,
that's what I've got a laptop to use for the setting that they will be using. It's going to be on top of the till, okay? And then I've got my laptop where I actually do all the in the office, all the stuff. So I can link those two.
100%. You will basically just install 4POS again on there. It will prompt you with a new installer to prompt you now to say, is it the main computer or second computer? You'll specify it's a second computer. And then it will open up the back office and say, okay, so where is it? Where's the database? And the database is sitting on this computer in the 4POS server folder. So you're going to point it over the network to this one.
Okay. So I'll need a network cable for that.
It's the easiest. I don't want to advertise other companies on videos, but for me personally, even as a computer guy, it's a lot easier. Go down to Matrix Warehouse, tell them you want a 20-meter cable and pay for it and walk out the door. It's R2 odd a meter. It costs nothing. Get involved with Wi-Fi, and I've got to get this router and that popper, and I mean, really, there's just no point in it. Keep it simple. And cable is faster, much faster than Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I've got a IT guy that I can chat to about that. So that's
honestly,
no problem.
Just step it off and add 5 meters. It's so cheap that whether it's 5 meters or 10 meters too long, it doesn't matter. You've got 120 meters maximum on a network cable before you need to put some repeater, router, something in.
Oh yeah. And this is going to be, if I can judge correctly, it's probably going to be 5 meters because my shop's small. So
order a 10-meter cable. It's going to cost you $20, $30, whatever. And as I say, never mind the IT guy, and I'm not trying to take business away from him. But, it's just doesn't make sense for us as IT people to make cables anymore. To drive there and deliver it and plug it in and switch it on and doesn't make sense. Go and buy the cable. And, let him rather log in with TeamViewer like I'm doing now and help you to set up the network.
So it's called a network cable, hey?
It's just a normal network cable, as I say, any computer company.
When I get to a town that's big enough, I will be able to buy it.
Why? Whereabouts are you guys?
We are in a little, Hoedspruit is this little hamlet.
Oh, yes, I know Hoedspruit well.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
In a beautiful place called Hoedspruit, you mean?
Beautiful.
Stunning.
I absolutely love it. Love it, yeah. I just need to make most of my little business.
I know quite a lot of customers out that way. So,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
it's nice.
Okay,
We
that's
missed
great.
something. There was something that we
Yes.
asked earlier, and I didn't finish. Oh, yes, that was the 80mm printer. You've installed the 80mm instead of the 58.
Yes, we must change it to the 58, yeah.
Do you still have the 4-part DVD around there somewhere?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
it's not an issue because I can
No,
quickly
I have.
copy it
I've got
across.
it right there.
All right,
I've got it right
pop it in. Let me install the 58mm printer quickly. I'm just going to remove the 80mm here then.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I actually want to connect that printer because it's my printer at home. That's there for the moment. I just want to connect it and see if it will work.
It should link. I don't think you should waste too much time with that.
Okay.
You know, these type of printer issues and stuff, it's not, these days it's so much better. All right, so in this case, I'm not going to run the setup. I just want to open up the disk. And we've got all the tools that you could possibly want or that we need, shall I rather say, for installations and so on.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to just take the 58 and install that. There's a couple of other drivers here. The reason for that is that we've changed the model. The models have changed. So we needed to keep that on the disk for customers that might have bought in the past older models.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to leave it on USB 1. Once you plug it in, it will pick it up automatically and know which port is on.
Okay, good.
This was a good session, right?
Very good. Thank you. As I said, I've got to now just carry on this weekend and go through so I don't forget any of these things. But it's nice now that that it's there and I know that it goes through the back office and the connect what's the other program I forget now?
The point of sale and the difference between the point of sale and the touchscreen. So you know that you can use the point of sale, the scanning part of it now.
That's it. So those those little icons at the bottom, if we can leave them on, leave them down there. I know that
they will be on the desktop as well. We'll go and double check them now. In fact, I'll just go and take off the touchscreen for you so that it doesn't confuse you.
Yeah, but on my desktop I also have all the training stuff, which I will only want. I want that on the other computer. So eventually I'll just take that off.
Okay. All right, I complain now most likely about the printer not physically being there. So when you're ready, give me a shout. You've got my number on your phone now as well.
Yes.
So just send me a WhatsApp or whatever else that I can, once it's plugged in, then I can just reinstall that part for you.
I'll probably do that in the week because I can do that at home still. And then when I go and install it in the office, it will just continue, won't it?
Yes, of course it will.
Okay.
All right, so we've got all the icons here. We don't want that one anymore, so let's just take that off.
Okay.
I'm just going to put the there. What did it do with the back office? The back office is not.
It's gone on black, not on.
No, well, that's part of all the issues we had with the antivirus earlier.
Exactly.
You know, it just disappeared. So let's just put that back there for you quickly. And if you want to get to the desktop quicker, you can just click on that little square on the bottom right-hand side there. Makes it easier. All right. And so those are the 3 parts of the program that you use in that sequence effectively as well. Okay. In other words, back office to do all your admin work, domain controller to update all the transactions and so forth, and then the 4-part scan to do the physical sales.
Okay.
Or invoicing for that matter. Okay, my dear, I think that's it.
Thank you so very much, Marcus. I really do appreciate all of this. And as I said, at least I can go ahead, do the manual, whatever, and then you'll hear from me when I'm really, really stuck, or we get to the next level.
If we get stuck, we can help.
Okay.
All right, super. Yeah, and then the printer, remember next week we'll sort out the printer there.
Absolutely. I'll get that all in, and then, the tool comes, you just connect that, don't you?
The till basically, the cash drawer basically plugs in the back of the printer.
That's okay. At the back of the printer.
That's
Okay.
right, yeah.
But that's not a
A lot of
problem.
people get confused. It looks like a network adapter that goes in the back of the computer.
Okay.
It's smaller.
Okay.
It looks like a telephone jack almost. It plugs into the back of
All
the
right.
printer.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Super.
That's tremendous. Okay, Marcus, thank you so much for your time, especially now on a
Anytime.
Friday afternoon.
No,
And
it
yes,
was awesome for me as well.
that's great. And have a good weekend.
Thank
And
you.
we'll chat soon
Have
again.
fun. Enjoy the
Thanks
wine.
so much. I will. And you. Thanks, Dave.
All right. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Bye.